All right, let's go ahead and get started. So you've passed the initial background of the course. We've done quantum mechanics and we've done computer science in as much as we need to do them for our purposes, right? Of course, you can go much deeper with both of these fields. So now we're in the fun parts, which is starting to think about quantum algorithms. So we're going to use our knowledge of quantum mechanics and our knowledge of circuits in computer science to build up more of the quantum circuit model. We've seen sort of previews of it with the Deutsch-Jose algorithm. We've seen how to prepare Bell state in a quantum circuit. And we've seen teleportation, right, as well in a circuit. We analyze that. So now we'll formally sort of build that up. And today we're going to cover single qubit operations. And time permitting, we'll get into controlled operations, multi-qubit operations as well. But before that, let's just get an overview of where we're going. So we're in chapter 4 of the book now. Chapter 5, I believe, will be on the quantum Fourier transform and algorithms based on that, including Shor's algorithm. So we'll be working up towards the quantum Fourier transform based algorithms. Largely the topic of chapter 5, and then we'll get into the quantum search algorithm and its applications. So quantum search algorithms. The first category is going to include quantum phase estimation. This is a sort of famous textbook algorithm for determining eigenvalues, and then we'll use that in our exposition of Shor's algorithm for factoring. The search algorithm is by another quantum computer scientist by the name of Love Grover, and so this also goes by Grover's algorithm. And it can be used for searching, and it has other applications as well. For example, quantum counting, searching for keys in cryptography, as well as speeding up the solutions for some NP problems. In the first category again, we know Shor's algorithm as the most famous one, but these are sort of instances of a larger category of problems that we can solve. So Shor's algorithm, the technique it uses can also be used to solve the discrete log problem, which also breaks another commonly used crypto system. So factoring breaks RSA, discrete log breaks Diffie-Hellman cryptography. So it was not just the one that he did, but he did both of them. And both of those will be based on order finding, the problem of order finding, which are instances of the hidden subgroup problem. And we'll sort of formally define what that is. And the only other one that I would add to this list is one that's going to appear, I believe, at the end of chapter 4, which is quantum simulation. So, before we even get into the whole mess, if anyone asks you, what are quantum computers good for, the obvious answer is they're good at simulating quantum mechanical systems. Okay? So we'll see many examples of that and sort of how to formally do that in a quantum circuit model for a given system that you're interested in. They're also very good at doing Fourier transforms with some caveats, and that's going to lead to these Fourier transform-based algorithms, including phase estimation, discrete log, and factoring. And then they're good at searching, whereas the Shor's algorithm gives an example of an exponential speedup. The search algorithm will be a quadratic speedup, so not as pronounced, but perhaps still useful nonetheless.